this week's episode, do you know this 90s theme tune? And can you sing along? Are you a proactive or reactive type of person? Before we get into the episode, please give me a cheeky little follow on Instagram, Miss Brightside25, and I'd love for you to give me a follow on TikTok and Facebook too. And I am Miss Brightside25 on them all. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Miss Brightside, the podcast. This week, I want to start with this. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground, I used to spend most of my days shooting out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, and shooting some big balls outside of school when a couple of guys went up to the good, started making trouble in my neighborhood. I get one little fight, my mom got scared, and she'd move with the auntie and uncle to Bel-Air. Do. Now, I hope you enjoyed my singing, and more importantly, I hope you joined in. I came to a conclusion while watching back some videos of my friend's hen party, where the DJ dropped the tune of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and all of us absolutely rapped it out. Now, also, if you watched it back in the good old days, early 90s, you knew that they never used to show the full theme tune. So there's a bit none of us knew, because they used to cut it short. But anyway, we're all there singing our lungs out. And it really made me think, there's a whole generation out there that do not know the words to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What a travesty to find out this week. In other news, I have been ultimately proactive. Now, I'm not your average proactive girl. If you're anything like me, normally firefighting. Firefighting mode is my go-to mode in life. Rushing round, last minute things, trying to get dresses like a day before the event, panicking. And I just thought to myself very recently, why am I putting myself through all of this pain? So this is what this podcast is going to be a little bit about today, proactivity, and how it can really change your life. Sounds cheesy, but I've really felt a huge difference in how I feel and how I go about things. Now, I believe I have very strong ADHD traits, which it's taken me 37 years to realise, but I get highly obsessed, lots of other things, so I'm not going to go into on here, but it's made me really open my eyes to how can I help myself cope with the distractions that my brain does, like bursting into song whenever I should be concentrating on things. And procrastination is one of my favourite things. I will do anything but what I need to do, especially when I'm tidying. When I'm tidying, the other day, I had every pretty much drawer open, the doors open, and then I was out the back washing the bin, and I'm thinking, right, what did I start doing here? But anyway, what's really interesting about proactivity and what I found really makes a difference to me, and this is me chatting to you and to see if it would make a difference to your life, and maybe it's not for you, and that's absolutely fine. But I'm all about really small, achievable goals. You may have seen one of my posts recently on Instagram about little tiny goals are still really important to people. So little things for me, like taking my multivitamin every morning. That is a goal I set myself and I manage to achieve most of the time. But the proactiveness is making sure that the tablet box with the multivitamins is right next door to my water in the morning, so I take it. And it's just thinking, right, how can my friend Lisa always says, you've got to help your future self. Your future self will be so pleased you've done this for yourself. And I always smile at that because she's totally right. So when sometimes we've all been there, when you're knackered, it's Monday evening and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, do you know what? I'm thinking, I don't want to do my food prep for lunch tomorrow. I just want to get out there and go to bed. I'm knackered. I just want to have a shower and catch up and just watch Netflix. But when you do that little meal, I do a little happy dancing downstairs and so just grab my bit of Tupperware, chuck it in my bag, make my cup of tea and get out the door. Whereas I can usually waste up to half an hour doing that. And those little changes that I'm trying to make to my life have really taken the edge off, if I'm honest with you. It's made me realise that being in control, not living in my, as I would say, my flight mode, because I'm just panicking like, oh my God, where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be doing next? And that, don't get me wrong, that living life on the edge and not, no. Planning ahead isn't always the strongest thing for everybody. A little bit of its spontaneity is really, really great, but I realise how much of a strength it's been. So you also may have seen on my Instagram, I am on my health eating and my gym, even though if you listen to my very first podcast, you would know how much I didn't want to go to the gym. But mentally, it's made me feel so much better. As much as I'm a really happy, chirpy person, sometimes I really struggle on days with, just not quite feeling myself. I'm human at the end of the day, and I don't always feel my best self. And I've noticed that exercise does do a lot of good things for my brain, even though I don't like doing it. So I've started doing a bit of meal prep. Now, nothing too serious. I can't be regimented and every single meal is, in a box in the fridge. That's never going to work for me. So what I've started to do is I seen my friend Emily. She's got a food page. I will tag it in the notes so you can find it. She started doing like these breakfast muffins. Bagel thins, sausage, bacon, egg. They're super duper easy to make. So I'd be making them on a Sunday while I'm cooking whatever I'm making for Sunday food. Wrap them up, put 3 each in the fridge for me and Ryan for the week for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now I'm a bit of a OCD person with food. I can't personally keep 5 of those in the fridge for the week. I'll freeze the rest. That has changed my life. It stopped me feeling hungry, it stopped me snacking. And that is something I've really improved on recently, that proactiveness of doing things. So this is my little message to you for this week. Find something that will help your future self. And it might be the tiniest thing. It might be, if you've got kids, putting the shoes and the coats by the door. Because yes, it is June and we still need a raincoat. Whether it's fill up the squash bottles in the morning, whether it's putting the shopping bags back in the boot of the car. Those little wins of proactivity. So if you fancy it, give yourself a little goal this week and focus on being that little tiny bit proactive, because it's really hard to be super proactive, I'm not saying. That's enough from me. It's a short one this week, not too much waffle from me. And I really hope you all have an absolutely amazing week. Thank you so much for listening to me. You don't understand how much it means to me, you guys listening. But more importantly, give us a little cheeky follow on Instagram if I haven't already done it. Miss Brightside25. And remember, see the positives even in the little things. And have an absolutely amazing week.